The last two songs I did not like, and that leads me to our finale. Postcard from the American Dream.
Get out of the room, I can't sleep because the bed's too big for just me. I chew some more on the straw of the milkshake, favored by reverie. Stars, eyes on the sky. Stars, searching for heaven. Stars, I think I found it. It is a memory of when we're together. Can I hold you again? I forgot what it's like. Never let go, never again let go. Yeah, the marks on my cheeks, I can't lie, I've been crying. You were never alone, you were never alone. I'll keep my heart on by the motel fire. Feels like home, feels like home. But it's something I just love, it's just so American. I think I've taken this a little too far, but it's something I had to see. Scribed in blood and full of holes. Here's the postcard from my dream. Can I be in your head? Can I be in your head? Stars, eyes on the sky. Stars, searching for heaven. I think I found it. It is a memory of when we're together. Can I hold you again? I forgot what it's like. Never let go, never again let go. Yeah, the marks on my cheeks, I can't lie, I've been crying. You were never alone, you were never alone. I'll keep my heart on by the motel fire. Feels like home, feels like home. But it's something I just love, it is just so American. Love creates the illusion
Interesting.
that we are not alone. Who's gonna save us now? Who's gonna save us? Who's gonna save us now? Who's gonna save us? Get down and bow to you. Get down and cry as true. Who's gonna
Well, you were the one that introduced him on the rock, so. And he fucking loves them. This last song, I don't know, man. These last three songs just didn't do it for me. I love the vibes that I got with the last one. I'll tell you what, I'll give the last one a heart. That was pretty good. It was better than the last two. Well, that would do her, huh? That's the whole album. My thoughts. So, very mellow. Yes, I do agree. The whole album was very mellow. The last half, the last 3 songs, way too mellow for me. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Let's just talk about it. Let's just talk about it. My top 3. My top 3 on this album. Number 1, the song that I can't get enough of is Empress of the Damned. That was one of the best tracks on this album. Lights with Tim Capello on the sax, just perfect together, man. Absolutely perfect. I loved it. I loved every single fucking composition in that song. It was just great. It was just an amazing fucking track. Number 2, Doom Dance, featuring Carpenter Brute and Gavin Rossdale. Another amazing song. I wasn't expecting to hear Gavin fucking scream, dude. The chorus in this song was absolutely amazing. Absolutely love the chorus. Love the chorus. It's so fucking amazing. Definitely one of my favorites. And shout out goes to Doom. That Doom is fucking the video game from the 80s. So, yeah. Number 3 is gonna go to Darkness for Dreams. I really, really like this song. I really, really do. Stella Lepage in this song was brilliant. And just the whole composition, everything about this track was just brilliant. I loved it. But those 3 are the ones that stood out the most for me. The album MVP for this album is going to be whoever's playing that fucking synth. And my guess is it's Dan High. Dan High is getting album MVP. And shout out goes to him because he literally followed me on Instagram. I didn't even ask him to follow me. He followed me on Instagram. Huge shout out goes to Dan, dude. Been a fan of yours and Fight Star for a fucking long time, man. It's been an honor to do this album reaction and to give my thoughts about your guys' new band. Yeah, you killed it on The Sims. Absolutely fucking killed it. And the guitars, dude. Guitars and the bass as well. Just all of it was just awesome. I loved it. Influences. I think the number 1 influence for this band, if we're gonna talk just straight influences, the one band I think that they listen to the most out of the 80s is A Flock of Seagulls. I think that this band right here is their number 1 influence with the 80s synthwave sound. Flock of Seagulls, Dire Straits, both of them could be on there, but I think just any 80s band could be their hugest influence. I think Flock of Seagulls is their hugest influence, 100%, because they use a lot of synth, they use a lot of melodic vocals, and just, yeah, I think that's their hugest influence. It has to be. Number 2, I'm gonna have to give this to The Weeknd. I think The Weeknd is a huge influence for this album as well. There's a lot of melodic vocals in this album, and there's a lot of just Weeknd vibes. I can't really explain it. It's Weeknd. It's synthwave. It's retrowave. It's fucking darkwave. It is Weeknd. He's hip hop, synthwave, retrowave, darkwave. I believe he's tech noir as well. I think he is. Number 3, I'm gonna have to give this one to Daft Punk. I think Daft Punk is a huge influence for this band as well, for this album. I heard a lot of robot voices in here, and Daft Punk is perfect at doing this. So yeah, definitely giving it to Daft Punk. I think number 4 is Purity Ring, and once you get to listen to Purity Ring yourself, you will agree. The synths, that's Purity Ring. When I hear that, that is Purity Ring. That is what Purity Ring sounds like. It's a duo from Canada. If you haven't listened to them, they're absolutely fucking amazing. Please get around to it. Definitely a huge influence. I think number 5 is 9 Inch Nails. Let's face it, dude. There's a lot of influence that comes from Trent. There really is. A lot of people are influenced by Trent's composition, his inspiration to be a solo artist as a janitor. He started as a janitor and became a solo artist and just created his own instruments. Him and Ministry and Skinny Puppy were the beginning of industrial music. And just, yeah, that's one band I've never gotten around to listen to, and that's Skinny Puppy. I've never heard a single Skinny Puppy track in my entire life. All I know is I only know this stuff from Scott, my friend Scott on Facebook. But yeah, those are the influences. Genre. The genre of this album is, I think it's safe to say, number one's tech noir, 100%. They're singing about dark stuff. They're singing about cyberpunk. They're singing about dystopian universes and all that stuff. Definitely number one genre. Number two, we're gonna go with synthwave / retro wave. I think those fall together. A lot of people say that they're different, but no, I think they're the same. So we're gonna put them as the same. That's the second influence. Number three, a lot of instruments that make sounds. Whenever you find an instrument that can make a sound, that's industrial. I think industrial would be the third. Number four, dream pop. A lot of these songs are very dream pop and very ambience inspired, which leads me to my fifth pick, ambient. I think that those are the genre of this album, the genres of this album. If you guys think different, then go ahead and put them in the comments. Put them in the comments, put them in the chat, wherever the fuck you are right now, do it. I guess we could throw in dark wave too. I'll just put that as synthwave, retrowave, dark wave. Techno-art / dark wave, retrowave / synthwave, industrial, dream pop, and ambient. The implication. Now, I was saying during the album reaction that this album really brings off the video game vibe. That's why I wore this, because I had a feeling it was going to be about like video games and stuff. So that's why I wore this hat. I mean, SNES is like the greatest system of all time, right? Don't fucking at me. Yeah, I'm showing my age right now. I feel that this album is just, it's inspired by video games. It really is. Like, every single song is inspired by a different video game. That's why I think that they had the idea around. I think that the whole album is different little stories, kind of like Tales from the Crypt. It's like little stories centered around different topics. I can't really give this an implication for an album as a whole, but it's basically an analogy. Is that the word I'm looking for? Is it? Yeah, an analogy of video games and what happens in the video games. Kind of like Doom. You got Cyberpunk. You got Vice City. You got a whole bunch of other video games that I can't even remember what they are, but yeah. I think this is a video game analogy album. I think. That was a hard one. My rating. I hearted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of 14 tracks. Wow, that's not good. A lot of these tracks are pretty boring. I ain't gonna lie. And the chorus, the offsetting chorus in a lot of these tracks just really hurt each track. So I'm gonna have to give us an honest rating of a 5.7 out of 10. I didn't really care for this album. There's some tracks that I will listen to, some tracks that I won't listen to. I love Monster in Paradise. It's a great song, but it just bores me. There's just nothing that wows me in that. I don't know. I think Gunship will benefit from unorthodox song structure. Almost feels like they are forced, used a few courses in because they felt they had to. Yes, I feel a lot of these tracks are rushed. They're filler tracks. A lot of these tracks are filler tracks. And yeah, I don't know. It's just, I felt like this album was rushed. They should have took their time on it. The chorus is very offsetting on a lot of these songs, and that's my rating. 5.7 out of 10. The next album review will be To You. It's Raining After All. And that will take place on the 9th of December, our final month of the year. And if you haven't already, hop over to our Patreon. Actually, by the time I get this out, you probably won't see that poll. But the poll is public right now. Go fucking vote on it and get the next album in December. The final album pick of December is in your hands. So fucking do it.
You bring the heat.